It's episode 105 of Family Life Mornings. And if you're thinking to yourself, I must still be asleep, it's time to wake up because, well, Steve and Terese are in my dreams right now. No, it's real. We're a morning radio show hosted by Steve, Terese, and Randy on Family Life, a network of stations across New York and Pennsylvania. Our podcast, look at some of the moments you might have missed. Would you subscribe today so you don't miss a moment and find out more about what we do at familylife.org?
Hope you don't mind that we started the show without you. We just couldn't wait.
Family Life Mornings with Steve, Terese, and Randy.
Is this a joke? When I read this, I was like, this is a joke, right? Because it says first thing in the morning, when you want something healthy to eat, but you also want something that's delicious, the right answer is chocolate.
That's a great answer.
Right? And if you're thinking to yourself, I must still be asleep, it's time to wake up because, well, Steve and Terese are in my dreams right now. No, it's real.
Yeah.
This is real. They say that finding in their study, eating chocolate in the morning increases your body's fat burning. Now, I say this with a little bit of caution because probably next week, the same people who got paid to do this study will put out research that says eating chocolate in the morning is the worst idea ever.
Music? Check. News? Check. Encouragement? Check. Yep, we're ready to start the day. Family Life Mornings.
Terese, you like leftovers, right? Leftovers are good.
That's what's for dinner tonight at my house.
Exactly. Leftovers.
Yeah.
A lot of people like leftovers, and I saw something reminded me of leftovers where this couple, they were homeless, but they bought a limo, and used it as their housing. So it was like, I thought that was pretty neat. I mean,
I'm not sure what this has to do with leftovers, though.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, it's a dad joke leftover. It reminded me of a dad joke. Now, these are 2 weeks old leftovers, so I'm not sure how that will curb your appetite. But here, the limo story about the guy who wanted to impress his date. So he rented a limo, and going to go pick her up. So the limo comes by, and the driver gets out of the limo and just walks away. And he goes, "Where are you going?" And he goes, "Well, you only paid enough money for the limo, not the driver. So here's your limo." And he goes, "You mean I paid all that money and have nothing to show for it?" How do you like leftovers now?
Oh, I see what
Show
this
for it.
has to do with leftovers.
Right.
Because that was quite a stretch.
See?
It's kind of limo.
Leftovers
stretch
can be
limo.
good. See, you like
Probably
leftovers.
not.
I knew you liked leftovers.
Steve, Terese, and Randy. Friends you can turn to on Family Life Mornings.
Am I the only one that when I played Monopoly as a kid, I looked at all the money, I'm like, oh man, I wish that was real.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that'd have been fun. Well, it actually happened for a couple of hours in a Massachusetts restaurant recently where they said, okay, Monopoly money is good for 2 hours. You can use your Monopoly money. Yeah, mainly just to buy hot dogs. It was a promotion kind of thing. But it made me think, it's like, wow, didn't you just want to jump in the game? It's like other games too. It's like, man, next time I had to get like leaves out of the gutter, I want chutes and ladders. I want a bunch of them so I can just go up there.
Right.
Or if I had a little sweet tooth playing Candyland. Oh, that would have been fun.
Yeah,
too.
that would have been fun.
Yeah.
Or when you need a new card just to get out the game of life.
There
Draw
you
a
go.
card. Hey, look at that. I got a
Yeah.
new card. Yeah.
Things aren't going too well. Sorry. You can play sorry, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah. I'd be pretty good at Mad Gab. Well, yeah, that is my life, I guess. Mad Gab.
Yeah.
There's a little game like that.
I feel like I'm perpetually in the game of trouble.
Is there a game of trouble?
There is a game of trouble.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I just want to go. I always collected the $200 back to Monopoly. It was not necessarily pass and go. People just said, Steve, go. Go.
They don't need a request to be your friend. They already are. Steve, Terese, and Randy on Family Life. A friend you can turn to.
Next time you're in the checkout line and the cashier does not look like they're enjoying doing what they're doing right
that
now,
happens
here's
sometimes.
an easy way to turn their day around.
Okay,
I
there you
guess
go.
to flip the day around. Pretend that you're looking at the candy and say something like, I can't decide which one to get. Which one is your favorite? And then buy that one, and after they scan it and you pay, you give it to them and say, I think you're doing a great job. I guarantee you that they will smile.
That is a great idea. I might
Isn't
have
that
to try
fun?
that. May take me a while to get used to it correctly. I may, if they choose, like, if they say, I'll go peanut butter cup. I may buy like 11 for me and 1 for them, but it's, I'll get the hang of it. Great idea, though. Great idea.
There you go.
If it's too early for you to start thinking about real life, it's okay. You can hang out with us as long as you want.
This is Family Life Mornings.
Some things are funny on purpose. Some things are funny even though they're not funny. Well, we'll explain.
Yeah, wedding invitation, standard script writing, and you fill in your name, what you'd like to eat. But then at the bottom, it says, P.S. If you don't respond by July 15th, please bring a chair and a sandwich.
Now, that's funny.
Pretty sure they didn't get any late RSVPs, right?
I know. I like that sense of humor. It's good.
Yes.
Now, other things are funny, but they're not funny, and it's all by accident. Same thing, wedding RSVP card. And you know the one where it gives you options to eat.
Oh, yeah.
what do
Pasta
I eat?
or chicken.
Exactly. This one had a little bit of an error on it, but it went out anyway, unnoticed until the people read it. The RSVP offers 3 options for entree choices: beef, pork, or a child 12 and under.
I think I'll have the beef. Yeah, that's good.
Family Life Mornings with Steve, Terese, and Randy. Thanks for making us part of your day. We're a friend you can turn to.
Ooh, a wedding invitation. Yay, to attend.
Fun. There it is.
Just click here.
All right.
It's getting more popular to say I do over a screen.
Oh, that would make sense. Yeah, over the last year.
Well,
sure.
part of it is that, like, okay, we're planning a wedding for 6 months from now. Are there going to be restrictions on where you can meet, how many people, what you're going to do, blah, blah, blah. And so people are saying, forget it. We'll just get married online. You don't have to pay for the big fancy reception. You can invite, like, a ton of people, and you just hope that people, send you nice e-gifts, I guess, afterwards. But I don't know, it'd be kind of weird if we had gotten married that way. It'd be like,
true.
Kids, let's look at the wedding video.
Yeah, here we go. Here's the...
It's Thrifty Thursday on Family Life.
Being thrifty doesn't mean you never go out or have any fun. Just be wise when you do. Have a rule with your family. When you go out to eat, order water. A soda or tea at most places is around $3. For a family of 4, that adds up to $50 a month if you go out once a week. If your family is bigger or you go out more, it adds up even faster. Now, if you don't like the taste of water, add a lemon or lime wedge for free. And if your kids don't like it, remind them that the more you save each time you go out, the more you can afford to go out.
Helping you do more with what God has given you. Thrifty Thursday on Family Life.
I believe I've made an amazing discovery, guys. I believe when I was thinking of unusual, unique, creative, I guess, ice cream toppings, because this is Creative Ice Cream Flavor Day. But I wanted to go with toppings because there's so many toppings. But I've made a discovery. I believe that ice cream is so good because every creative, unique ice cream topping that I could think of, and I went to the Google. And looked up all kinds of things.
The Google.
Every time I saw a topping, I'm like, well, that would work.
Yeah.
Well, that would work. I don't believe, here's my thought. This is what I've discovered. I don't believe there's any topping you could put on ice cream that doesn't make a little bit of sense because ice cream's so good.
We had some texts. Herb in Eden says sauerkraut, but there is an ice cream place in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania that does an actual sauerkraut ice cream. So it must work. Jamie in Cohocton says anchovies, but that sweet salty thing, you put that on like a peanut butter cup ice cream, it might just work. Mark from Rochester says there's no way ketchup makes sense on ice cream.
I don't know.
I wonder if you did it with like a cherry, like the fruity and the sweet of the ketchup. And then gravy, says Cindy from Endicott. She says gravy wouldn't work on ice cream, but what if you put it on pumpkin ice cream? It would be like a taste of Thanksgiving.
Exactly. See,
right?
Now, to be clear, I'm not saying these are my favorite choices ever for toppings.
Right.
I'm just saying that a topping that doesn't seem like it would make sense, give it a try. What do you think? What's your name?
My name's Michael. I live in Titusville, PA.
Do you think you found a topping that might not work for ice cream?
I sure do.
What's that?
Seafood.
Seafood.
Like you put a piece of shrimp on vanilla ice cream. Randy, would you try that? Terese, would you try that? I would try it.
That wouldn't be at the top of my list.
Well, it doesn't have to be.
I don't know if I would go vanilla. I might do like a creme brulee, with popcorn shrimp.
Did you have any kind of seafood in mind?
I was thinking fish itself, like tuna fish.
Oh, now there you go. Now you're
tuna
talking.
on pistachio.
Oh, now you're talking.
Pistachio ice cream with like crumbles of tuna albacore on top. That's good.
You know, you could prove me wrong in that you could open up your own ice cream shop and maybe title it Tuna Fish on Ice Cream. And see, and you might be right because you might not get any customers.
Nobody shows up.
Yeah.
He renews us every day. And oh man, are we glad. Family Life Mornings.
Did you know there is a best time during the day to mow your lawn? And there's a second best time, and there's even a worse time.
I know these already. It's when your neighbor is napping is the best time.
Well, the absolute worst time of the day is early morning. And you're right, Terese. At 6 o'clock, your next door neighbor does not want to wake up to the sound of your lawnmower. But also, the grass is still wet. That's not good for the mower. It's not good for the grass either. Early evening is not a good time to mow, like between 6 and 8 p.m., because cutting the grass then doesn't give your lawn enough of time to recover before nightfall, which opens the door for fungal diseases to come on in. Midday, like noon to 4, not a good time because that's the hot part of the day, and that stresses your grass out, and cutting it stresses the turf out even more. Late afternoon, like 4 to 6, is a pretty good time to mow, but the best time to mow, mid-morning, like between 8 and 11 o'clock, because the dew has dried, and the heat of the day really hasn't set in. So if you really want to make the cut, do it sometime late morning, and your grass yard will thank you.
You can either roll over and go back to sleep, or you can get going right now with Steve, Terese, and Randy. This is Family Life, a friend you can turn to.
It happens all the time when I'm giving some scratches to my little puppy Casey, and she'll put her paw on me. Have you ever had that happen with a dog? Like you're petting them and they put their paw on you, and you think, oh, that means that they're trying to say, you're my human, I love you. So I was a little scared to read this posting I saw about what it means when a dog puts its paw on you. I was afraid it wasn't going to be, I love you. And so I was reading, it said if you're petting your dog and their tail's wagging, they seem happy, and they put their paw on you, it means, I love you.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, good. Now there is another occasion where they might do that if they're anxious and they come to you and they put their paw on you. They're looking for reassurance. And so it is a way that dogs communicate. And so there you go.
I was going to ask Randy, is there anything on that? What happens when I rub Randy's head and he puts his hand? Is that,
he's like, I'm about to put a hand on you.
Yeah,
Is what he's saying.
The look on his face means you better stop. I think that's what that means.
Now.
Yeah. Now.
We hope the rest of your day is just as much fun as this.
Family Life Mornings with Steve, Terese, and Randy.